Hi guys.
What's up? Welcome back to our channel. Now today we want to talk to you about the key message that they never taught in university. University is a place that is based off getting an A. Getting an A actually entails for many students swatting, reciting the correct answer and then reproducing that on paper, right?
It just basically means that you need to look on the syllabus, look on the objectives, and make sure you know whatever them say you're supposed to know at the end of it on that exam paper.
Right. And the C students, the persons that are not as adept at doing this, they actually fall into what we call the C student category, right? But actually, the wider life, life is not about the right answer, putting the right answer on paper. Life is not about that. And you find that the persons in school, a lot of them who got the C's are actually the ones who are the more creative among us, who actually create jobs that the so-called A students are not employed in.
So basically what you have an employer, employee.
Right.
Universities create employees.
Right.
So they equip a workforce.
Right.
Right? That's what they're there for, to make workers. So when we go to university, oftentimes we are given the concept that, once you get your A, you'll be well off in life. Once you're the brightest person in the class,
right,
then you will automatically succeed in life. And then where we find ourselves is basically that rat race for the A in class. Going to university, again a rat race for the A, and trust me, sometimes really a rat race. Come let's say one person alone can get the A in the class. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that. But what you get is afterwards you leave school and you're like, okay, so I have my A.
What next?
What next? Where's everybody falling at my feet, grabbing at my feet to give me that awesome paying job that's gonna make me set for life? Like, where is that?
And I want to tell you that majority of the really wealthy people among us, right, they dropped out of college, right, or they were C students. They were never brilliant students, right? But one thing about life is this: the persons who really become wealthy are those persons who actually look for problems and solve them.
Mark Zuckerberg, creator of Harvard's thefacebook.com.
When you talk about the Amazon founder, right, you talk about Bill Gates, you talk about Warren Buffett, all these wealthy people, right, they acquire wealth through what you call problem solving. So
today we want to speak of our own experience, what we thought certainly, and a lot of persons out there think about education. We've been through it, we've gone through university, and that's great. But at the end of it, what do you get? Like,
right.
We're trying to highlight to persons out there, there's more than university.
Right.
There's more than education. Education is great. Increasing your knowledge is awesome.
Right.
But I had a very interesting experience when I was at university. So I went to the University of Technology, and I remember being in third year, and there was this girl that was pretty popular. She wasn't in my faculty, but I knew her because she's popular, right? So she left, graduated. I'm now in third year, I'm third year. Third year from school, hard, man. So I'm just looking to the light. I'm literally trying to look for the light at the end of the tunnel, which is graduation.
Yeah, man, I'm getting that 10-figure job, no?
Right? Getting that job that's gonna reward you for all this hard studying, this hard work, sleepless nights, like literally sleepless nights. Anyways, I remember being in third year and just seeing her walking by, and she was just so distraught, and I was able to
graduate already?
She was graduated.
She
graduated already.
Okay.
Out there, job hunting and everything, but at this point she couldn't find any jobs, and this was like almost the end of third year. So she was distraught, and she was like basically saying, you go to university, you do all this, and now she's pregnant. Pregnant, no job. you cannot find a job.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot find a job. And I was like, my eye opened up and my eye started beat fast. Got me, I look forward to getting my job. So at this point, I'm like, my heart is beating fast, like what's going on? But then the concept hits. There's a lot of persons leaving universities now with a degree.
Yep.
No exception. Both of us, you know, we left university with degrees and we left in batches of like 100s, 90s, 70s. The batches after me in pharmacy was in the hundreds, the 100 and plus, like
Each
them
batch.
pushing them out.
We're not special.
Yeah, you're like them a dozen nowadays. So when you look at university education now for the millennials versus for our parents or before that,
yeah.
they were at a great advantage point where they were a diamond in the rough, right? So they shone,
Right.
and they got that great job that paid them this great salary, and they were able to do a typical lifestyle.
That we
university.
right. Yeah. So we were taught that, you know, going to university, right? After that you get your car, you get your house, and everything will be rosy and plummy. But that's not necessarily the case.
Because degrees are a diamond.
Well, universities are, you know, it's a business now, right? So their aim is to get as many graduates as they can out of the system so they can make more money. Back then, university, it's funny, you know, because now university being a business,
Pushing out more
degrees than before when it was free. There were less people graduating because actually back then, you actually had to be like the cream of the crop to get into university. But now, university is allowing persons even with less qualifications to get in, right? So this just shows us that even with a university degree, you aren't that special, right?
You're a dime a dozen. The economic state of our country, of our environment affects also how much you are able to be paid.
Right.
Employers back then used to pay a lot. So they would give a lot of incentive. They would have a lot of benefits for their workers.
Right.
Now, the employers are basically, you know, cutting down that pay scale. You're getting less money. Inflation catching up to you. So when you think of leaving university and getting that job, even when you do get that job, you realize that, wow, this pay is not that great.
Yeah, man. And of course, too, we are programmed to, as you get that job, you take a car loan. This sets you back in life actually because they don't teach us that instead of looking to buy a car, right, or to buy fancy things out of university, that we should actually look to invest and generate capital that we could perhaps start a business. Because actually one of the main things that hold a lot of investors back today is access to capital. And in fact, we in our younger years, you know, are perhaps at the start of our working careers, we had the opportunity where we could have generated a lot of capital, like by saving, because then we never had many expenses, right? But because of the rat race mentality and us want to live a lifestyle and have a certain status, you know, like people to look at us in a particular way, we immediately look to buy the expensive clothes, shoes, the expensive car, and then you find yourself just stuck in a place where you're going to work, right? You seemingly have a decent job, but it's just hand to mouth, right? Hand to mouth. Getting a job, being employed is not necessarily the way.
It's not the all the time the employed.
Right.
When you leave university as an educated graduate, you are basically at the beginning.
Right. And you can't get rich by just being employed. Being employed and waiting for a paycheck, you can't get rich like this.
In fact, I would go a step further, because persons like myself will say, oh, but I don't think I want to be like rich like Bill Gates. I want to be comfortable, but I'm not, you know?
Yeah.
You, with your 9 to 5, you're gonna find it very hard to be comfortable.
True. Not even comfortable. Hand to mouth with the degrees our parents send us through college, or however way you got yourself through college, you're not able to after that offer help to your community.
You find that you leave university and a lot of us are programmed as a worker. That's how we are programmed. Leaving university.
Get that job.
Teaches us to become a worker. So you go to university, you try to get a job. And very few of us have an entrepreneurial mindset. What we quickly realize together is that if we are going to actually make it and be okay or comfortable, we can't just be workers.
No.
We have to look at ways of increasing our income.
Right.
And then we got thinking, how can we do this? And that's why you see us putting out the videos that we have,
right,
because of this particular mindset.
Actually, 68% of the world's wealthiest people are actually those people who are what they call self-made, right? Those persons who they actually generated wealth by their own endeavors. Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder, or Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook dude, right? So these people, they feel the need, right? They are solving problems. We as young persons can look to do this as well. We don't have to be as innovative as these people, even though that would be the ideal thing to be innovative, to be like first to market. But there are businesses on the international market that perhaps aren't in our local community that we can look to take advantage of, bringing them to our local community. All right. Warren Buffett spoke about how he's always been taking opportunities from recession, and one of his favorite quotes were, "I hope to see a lot more recessions." Right? This guy is the chief at this. So whenever the market goes down, then there breeds opportunities.
So basically what we're saying is we have to change our mindset. And that's what we realized, that our mindset has to change. The mindset, how we look at education, how we look at financing ourselves through life. Because to be honest, the scope or our environment has changed. It's no longer the typical environment that we usually see or that is promoted, that we see the persons in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s living. That's not the case. We are at a disadvantage. We have higher school fees, more persons with degrees, less jobs, and the jobs that we do get have less pay, and inflation are killing. So life expensive.
Right.
We have to get to a place in our life where we start to look on financing with a whole new mindset.
And look for opportunities.
We have to start to look for our financial opportunities. We have to start to look on how we invest. How we invest our time, how we invest our money. For example, Adrian, you had an interesting story that you wanted to share about your car.
Oh.
The first car that you bought. I mean, or the way how we spend our money has to change.
Right. So basically, when I was, just out of university, I mean, you look to get your first job, and one of the first things you look to do is to buy a car, right? What I did is to get a used car. So I actually got an unsecured loan to buy a used car. This is my first car. The car gave me peer trouble, right? A lot of car problems. So I have an unsecured loan to finance the vehicle, plus I have to be spending money to keep the car on the road. In the end, right, I lost because the car continued to depreciate, right? The loan, so basically I spend, say for example I bought the car for $100, I ended up at the end probably spending like $140 for the car. Plus, as I said, the car devalue, right? So all of this thing.
Plus the money for maintaining that car.
Yes. So overall, I actually lost a few years out of life just by purchasing that car. But if I had known what I know now, I wouldn't have bought that car. I would have instead looked to invest that money, perhaps bought land. Right? Probably I should have used that same unsecured loan and buy a piece of land.
Get stocks. Put your money, save up your money and put your money on some bonds. A lot of the times, society basically encourages us to get that car, to get that phone, to get that house, and they're all liabilities. And your salary is set, right? And you know, with the society that we are living in now, with economy increase, the increase now come here. If it comes,
Yeah.
very small.
In fact, we probably can be looking to decreases in salary as what happened with the last recession.
Exactly,
Right.
and we're in this COVID-19 thing, who knows what will happen. So we are acquiring a lot of liabilities in life.
Just to fit society standard, right?
The status quo.
The status quo.
Right? And not realizing that we're actually hindering our progress or financial progress. And then we find ourselves in our mid-30s, in our 40s, and like, oh my God, I've been working so long, what have I accomplished? I am in debt.
Right.
How will I retire? I would like to leave with you guys the concept of thinking about your retirement in your 20s.
Yes.
Thinking about your midlife, thinking about your 40s from your 20s.
Right.
You have to plan. You have to be like the ant. You know, the Bible talk about the ant that work in the summer to gather all these foods when winter comes, them have enough. That's the concept that we need to have.
Right.
We need to be working smart. And we also need to get out of the habit of just being a worker.
Right.
We have to become the employer. We have to start solving problems around us, like Adrian said. We have to start to be problem solvers.
Right. We have to be proactive. We cannot live our life from paycheck to paycheck and feel like saving money will get us to where we want to get. When in reality, this will not happen.
We have to have a whole series on money, money management. You'll never be rich by saving money. That's just a fact. You'll be rich by putting your money to work.
Yes.
Right? You'll also be rich, or you'll be richer by solving a problem. Right? No, we are by no means rich, but these are concepts financial concepts that we have been learning, and we wanted to share it with you because we want our community to grow with us. All right, and feel free to share your knowledge and information. And this is definitely content that we want to continue putting out there.
Yes.
And we want to reach out to our community to see what you know. We have to learn from each other, right, guys? So until then, thank you for watching another one of our videos. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we drop another video, and give us a thumbs up if you like our content.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.